Gathered here this morning to celebrate one of life's greatest moments, to give recognition to the worth and to the beauty of love, as you, Toni and Nathaniel, renew your wedding vows at this sacred site. With the horizon quite literally our only walls, the sky our only ceiling, and this beautiful Mother Earth our floor, we meet here in nature at the sacred site of Stonehenge to affirm your love. When you first joined hearts and hands in marriage 15 years and 1 day ago in Elkhart, Indiana, you did not know where life was going to take you. I wonder if you thought that you would have been here 15 years on. You promised to love, honor and cherish one another through all things. And life has surely brought you both wonderful blessings and maybe some challenges over the years. But here you are this morning, having fulfilled those vows that you made on your wedding day 15 years ago. So welcome to this sacred place and to this circle for your hand fasting ceremony. Hand fasting is a long-held spiritual tradition for two people who wish to share their lives together. It takes on many forms and shapes, but today is the one that you would like to have performed for your commitment to each other with others that are gathered here to witness. So let us take a moment to feel ourselves arriving at this place. Just look around at the sacred landscape, which has been revered by our ancestors for countless generations. Ceremonies have been held here for thousands of years. So let us try and connect with those energies now that are flowing beneath our feet. We ask protection on this gathering today for this ceremony, which is for the hand fasting of you two beautiful people. You have chosen this special place to speak openly and publicly of your love for one another and to affirm your commitment to each other. Do you have your rings? Are you going to leave them on or take them off?
Leave them on.
Okay, so let me just hold those if I may. I consecrate these rings and charge them with your energies. I purify them this day and make these rings sacred. I banish any negative energy and make them new and fresh. I consecrate these rings, making them yours and yours alone. The circle itself is an infinite thing. It's magical, it's never ending, never changing, and yet it's always adaptable. A ring with no beginning and no conclusion. And like the circle, true love itself is infinite. It goes on, it knows no boundaries, no restrictions. It flourishes and blooms in the light as well as in the dark. It lays down no ultimatums. It makes no demands at all. Love in its infinite form is something that cannot be forced. It cannot be taken away. It is a gift that we give to ourselves and an honor that we give to others from the bottom of our hearts. So as you hold Toni's ring, so if you just hold Toni's ring and you say these words, please, or I'm going to ask you a question. Do you promise to show Toni your honor and fidelity, to share her laughter and joy, to support and stand by her in times of difficulty, to dream and hope together with her, and to spend each day loving her more than the day before? Toni, if you would just hold Nathaniel's ring. Do you, Toni, promise to show Nathaniel your honor and fidelity, to share his hopes and dreams, to laugh with him and share endless days of joy, to stand side by side with him just as you are now, also in times of trouble, and to spend each day loving him more than the day before?
Absolutely.
Is there anything you would like to say to each other individually?
Too much to say. I love you so much.
Going to read you a very traditional reading. Okay, this goes back centuries. Above you are the stars. Below you and literally around you are the stones. And as time does pass, remember, like a stone should your love be firm. Like a star should your love be constant. Let the powers of the mind and of the intellect guide you in your marriage. Let the strength of your wills bind you together. Let the power of love and desire make you happy, and the strength of your dedication make you inseparable. Be close, but remain individual. Possess one another, yet be understanding. Have patience with one another, for storms will come, but they will pass by quickly. Be free in giving affection and warmth. Have no fear, and let not the ways of the unenlightened give you unease, for love is with you always. Now, the marriage promises that you are renewing today bind your lives together with sacred and with eternal bonds. But I have a very important question to ask you. Would you like to be handfasted in the ways of old?
Sure. Yeah.
Thank goodness for that. I want to ask you 4 brief questions, and then we will continue with the handfasting. Will you honour and respect one another and seek to never break that honour? Will you share each other's joy and ease each other's pain?
Yes.
Will you share the burdens of each so that your spirits may grow in this union? Will you share each other's laughter and look for the brightness in life and the positive in each other? This is where the expression tying the knots originated, and the bonds of holy matrimony. So I'm going to invite you to take that end of the cord. You take this end, Tony, and what I want you to do is to tie a knot as close to the end over that little band as you can. Okay? So you are now actively involved in tying your own knot.
Wonderful.
And then in a moment, I'm going to bind your hands and I will tie the final knot. Okay.
Shocking.
I'm just making sure these are really tight because I never want these to come undone. Right, so if you hold hands, okay, like so. I'm going quite tight, so if it hurts, tell me. Is that all right?
It's good. We do match.
What we were playing.
Okay. How's that feel? Great. Tony and Nathaniel, as your hands are now bound together, so your lives are joined in a union of love and trust. The knots of that binding symbolize the vows that you have made. May these knots of love remain forever tied, and may your hands be forever blessed. May they always be held by one another just as they are now. May they have the strength to hold on tightly during the storms of life. May they remain tender and gentle as they nurture each other. May your hands continue to build a relationship of love, of caring and devotion. May Tony and Nathaniel see each other's hands as healer, protector, shelter and guide. You are now handfasted as one. Let no one come between you, and may your union be one of love. Be a union of love and respect and consideration to each other and to all living things from this day forth. In a moment, as you remove those bindings, be reminded that you cannot always be tied physically together, but your vows will remain with you forever. Tony and Nathaniel, you have spoken the words and performed the rites which unite your lives. You have declared that you will live your lives together as one. You have made special promises to each other, which have been symbolized by the joining of hands, the taking of vows, and the giving and exchanging of rings. Therefore, I am absolutely delighted to pronounce you again as husband and wife. May your love so endure that its flame remains your guiding light. Now, you are thinking I'm going to remove those cords. I'm not.
Okay.
If this had been a couple of thousand years ago, those cords would have remained like this until midnight that night. And you would have had to have done everything together during the day. And I mean everything. Think about that for a moment.
Wow.
All right. Now, that's not practical for today. But I'm not going to undo the knot. And I don't want you to undo the knots either. I want you to struggle a little bit, because life is sometimes like that, isn't it? It is sometimes a bit of a struggle. So I'd like you to struggle to get out of that, keeping the knots intact.
Okay.
Off you go.
Can we use this hand too?
Yeah, you can use that hand, but just don't undo the knots.
Oh, I know, right?
We can use our other hand.
You're there. That's it. You've got the idea. You got the idea.
There we go.
Okay, so may I just borrow that for a moment? Okay, so this is your little keepsake, and this is why I didn't want you to undo the knots, because this is going to be a lovely reminder on all your future anniversaries of what brought you to Stonehenge today. Yeah, and should a stormy day arrive, and I don't mean in the sky, I mean in your lives, if the clouds roll in and it looks there's going to be an argument, get this little cord out and remember how you felt in your planning for coming here today. Get back in touch with your emotions, and the storms will quickly fly away. Would you pass me the broom, please?
These are his favorite colors.
Now, you are already married, but please do go ahead and seal those promises, those vows, with a kiss. Great, thank you.
Oh boy, I don't have the legs.
So,
I hope I can jump over that.
yeah, this is the jumping of the broom, very traditional part of a hand fasting ceremony. You already have a beautiful and a perfect union together. So as I invite you to jump the broom in a moment, it's all about continuing your married life together. None of us know what our future has in store. And I would like for you to think from this moment forward that life is like a blank canvas. The pair of you are the artists, and you can decide how much color you want to put on that canvas. What I'm trying to say is you are in charge of your destiny together. So as you jump, remember it is you that has the power to create your future. There you go.
Yeah. I'm keeping that.
Okay, on three. 1, 2, 3. Well done. Okay. And now we're going to close with again a very, very traditional blessing. Now you will feel no rain, for each of you will be the shelter for the other. Now you will feel no cold, for each of you will be the warmth to the other. Now you are two persons, but there is one life before you. Go now to your dwelling, to enter into the days of your life together, and may your days be good and long upon this earth. Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed that. Congratulations. Congratulations. Okay. Did you enjoy it?